everyone, so I'm here with my favourites from the month of September, and I didn't think I'd get around to making this video, so I'm glad I did. And I'll start off with skincare first of all. So I think it's only 2 products for this month pretty much, or for last month, and they're both Clinique products. So the first one I got was the Clinique Clarifying Lotion for dry combination skin, so that's type number 2. This is basically like a chemical exfoliant that you just run over your face, and it helps dissolve any of the dead cells and the grease and stuff like that on your face. So it does help clear up skin. So I like this because it's just a really quick fix. I use it morning and night. I found that it's not drying me out, which is good. I suppose because it's for dry combination, it must have, it's a non-drying exfoliator, so it is good if you are worried about your skin being dried out too much. But I do find, you know, you get that tiny, really superficial flaking from it, which is what you expect from one of these kind of exfoliators, really. So I'm really happy with this, and like that wee bit of flaking that I'm on about, it comes away as long as you use a physical exfoliator, so just something with some beads in it, which I'm using pretty much every second day. So really loving this. I'm using this day and night, and it's not drying me out too much. And then second of all, I'm using this maybe twice a week, and it's the Clinique Turnaround Instant Facial Mask. So this is slightly more hardcore chemical exfoliator that you just leave on. Like, it's not harsh in any way, but it's a little bit more, say, effective than this. That's why you don't use it twice a week or 3 times a week. And it just says to leave on the face for 5 minutes, and you just let it do its thing. And then you just kind of scrub it into the face once it's been on and rinse it off, and it's enough to use this a couple of times a week. So I've been breaking out pretty bad over the last couple of months. Never know what it's down to. I mean, I suppose I'm trying so many new things that it could be a million things. So these are the first time I've noticed any difference in my skin, any improvement in my skin is since using these guys. So I'm really happy with how they are working. One thing to point out is that they do, well, this one anyhow does contain alcohol, so that's not going to suit everybody. I personally don't find it a massive problem. It's not drying me out, so it's grand, but that is just something to be aware if that's something you're concerned about. Then for, say, primer, I am adoring this Pixi, it's called the Illuminating Tint and Conceal. So this was sent to me by Pixi Cosmetics, which has a store on in Fubert's Place in London near the Mac Pro store. And this has an SPF of 20 in it. The actual glow part is so beautiful. It is a kind of a gold tinted, if you can see there, like a priming moisturizer. It's called a tinted moisturizer, so it does give like a slight kind of golden tint to your face, and it has a bit of iridescence to it, I suppose. I absolutely adore this, and the fact that it has an SPF of 20 in it is lovely. It's got a fine smell. There's actually not much of a smell to it, and the really handy thing about this is that in the lid there is a concealer. So this one suits my skin tone perfectly. It's in the colour number 1, Light Glow, and the concealer honestly just melts completely into my skin tone, so it's perfect. Now the only thing is it's a little bit drying, so I wouldn't use this around the nose area or in any dry areas of the face, but in any other areas it's perfect. Now of course, if you're a bit worried about hygiene, you'd want to maybe have something to scrape it off with, which mightn't necessarily work. But if it's just for yourself and you're not overly prone to you know, breakouts and stuff like this, and you're happy enough to apply it directly onto the face, go for it. But it is really handy. That's the whole thing of it. I have a good few other Pixi products that I'm really liking, but I haven't used them enough to put them into the favourites video, but I will be doing a video showing some of them once I've gotten a little bit more used to using the rest of them. But I'm really loving this guy here. So that's from Pixi Cosmetics, or Pixi Makeup. Really great product. Then as far as concealers or foundations go, I'm still on my Revlon Colour Stay Buzz, but what I've taken to doing in the last month is getting my Revlon photo ready and pretty much mixing them. I wouldn't say half and half. I'd say it's maybe 2/3 of the buff, the Colour Stay, to 1/3 of the photo ready, and it literally gives me the most perfect coverage. This one I always kind of liked. I always did quite like this, but I find it does separate over my skin quite easily, and like after a few hours say, but the little shimmer particles in it, after a few hours, if I'm getting a bit oily looking, they're too much. So what it does is when you mix some of this in with the colour stay, it just livens up the colour stay. I don't know how to put it, but you still have that flawless coverage of the colour stay and staying power, which you wouldn't get in this. By applying a little bit of the Photo Ready into the colour stay, you're kind of getting the best of both. You're getting that like lovely iridescence of the Photo Ready with the other attributes of the colour stay. I think maybe the Photo Ready wasn't necessarily maybe overly suitable or over oily skin. I think this probably would be a bit better for more normal to dry skin, but mixed with this it's absolutely perfect. So I'm really loving that, and the colour of those two mixed together is absolutely spot on, so that's really, really handy. Then as far as under eye concealer goes, or facial concealer, it's my Select Cover Up in NW20, which I go back to again and again and again. I just recently repurchased another bottle of it, or my Collection 2000, which I also repurchased. So I just love both of them. Are very, very similar, and the main difference really is the colour, is the price point. So if you want something very, very similar to this but a lot cheaper, go for the Lasting Perfection by Collection 2000, which is from Boots, because this here is only about €6, whereas this one here is about £17.50. So there's a massive difference in price, but not in quality. So I definitely recommend those. Powder wise, I'm still using my the Vichy loose powder, but I've also kind of been going for my Prep and Prime by MAC when the Vichy one isn't in front of me. Practically the same product, they wear the same on the skin. The price point isn't too much different. I think the Vichy is around 19 and the Prep and Prime is 24. There's a wee bit of a difference. Obviously the Vichy one is cheaper, I suppose, and there is more product in it, but I recommend both of them, to be honest. So they're really, really good. Photographed really, really well. As far as highlighter goes, I got a MAC iridescent powder in Silver Dusk. So I'm wearing this now as a highlight under my eyebrow as well as on the top of my cheekbone, and I really, really love it, especially the fact that you really need so little. I used to not like this product so much because I used too much of it, and it would just make me look like a disco ball, and also would you know, show off any little expression lines or whatever. But when you use like literally the tiniest amount, it works really well. So it's this Silver Dusk by MAC. Again, it's around €23, but you get a ton of product in this one. I don't know, 12 grams of product, but it'll last you forever because you need so little. As far as bronzers go, this Gosh one it's a bronzing powder called No. 2 Natural Glow. This is a really, really nice bronzing powder because it's not at all red. It's a really beautiful kind of sandy, light brown, sandy, off beige colour. So it works really, really well on pale skin for, you know, a bit of colour. I've used it today for contouring, and it's so soft. It just goes on really, really well. I'm really loving this, and it doesn't make you look dirty or whatever like a lot of the others can do. It's around €10, I think, in Ireland anyhow, but I do quite like Gosh stuff when I do get them. I think that's mainly it for face products. Then for lip products, I've been loving the Ravishing lipstick by MAC. So it's a beautiful like coral colour. That's an absolutely gorgeous one. I've been wearing that quite a lot, and of course if you can get it on your back to MAC if you have any of your 6 empties. This is a bit of a cheat because I only got it today, but I love it. And I saw this in Jack's September favourites video. I only watched that this morning, but I picked this up straight away after work and I wore it this evening. Now the reason I'm kind of putting it in with the favourites because I have seen other people wearing it and I've always admired it on them, and then when I saw it in Jack's favourites video, I said, God, I really have to get it now that I've seen someone on YouTube going on about it. I'm that easily led. But it's this guy here. I'm wearing it today, and I'm wearing it over, I had some red lip liner on earlier on today, then I kind of put a bit of Subculture over it just to tone it down and put this on it. So it gives you that kind of muted red, so it's a bit more of a nudie, like a brownie red. It's not an in-your-face red, but it's actually a really nice wearable colour. So anyone who wants a really wearable red or is scared about going full on red and wants a hint of, like, I'm not saying it's full on red, but if you wear it over slightly redder base or whatever, it'll give you a little bit of a red tinge. I call it kind of a reddy beige colour, but it's a really nice, it's called Rose Nude, and it's number 65 by Revlon. So it's that guy there. That was €11 here in Ireland. But it's just really nice and moisturising on the lips. I've been wearing it for a good few hours now at this stage and have had no need for touch-ups. What do you call these guys again? A lip gloss that I've rediscovered is the L'Oreal Glam Shine Juice in Candy Juice, number 224. So this is the one where it has Jennifer Lopez on the advertising campaign. Another kind of corally colour, like a peach, yeah, kind of grapefruit colour. I go through phases of colour crushes, and all this summer I've been going through this kind of corally colour. The smell of this really sells it though. It's just a beautiful, like, I'm really crap at trying to guess smell names or whatever, but it's kind of a fruity, grapefruity smell, I think. I'm not sure. It's really nice, whatever it is, but that's a really nice lipstick, which I go back to again and again. As far as eyeshadows go, the only thing that I've really gorgeously loved, or really amazingly loved this month, that I just think looks gorgeous even in the package, is this eyeshadow quad by Kiko. It's an Italian brand from Milan, and that's what it says on the back. So it's the number 2 Colour Fever palette, luxurious gold and plum. But look at that, absolutely gorgeous. Now, I had been in Italy at the start of the year down in Sorrento, and I couldn't find this. I actually went looking for the Kiko brand because a subscriber told me about it, and then my sister was in Italy again there just last month, and she brought me this home, and it's so pretty. So that's the gold. It's so soft. They feel like mineral, I don't know, is it mineral based? It feels like mineral, you know, where it's just so soft and pigmented. So that's the really dark plum colour, and then it comes with like a black colour as well. So they're perfect autumn shades. Really love them. I'm absolutely bonkers about this palette, and I just love how it looks. It came in a beautiful packaging as well. It had this like velvet case around it and then another bag around it, or box around it rather. And I've only one or two other things to show. I forgot to show this, which is Auburn Lip Pencil. So this is like a deep winey auburny colour. So this is a bit more of a vampy red. So putting this under any lipstick you have will do, you know, it'll really just kind of transform it and make it a bit deeper. And then another pencil I've been loving is this chromographic pencil, which is normally a Pro product, but it's out with the MAC Fall collection that's out at the moment, so you can get your hands on them. They have gorgeous colours in these pencils. This is the basic red one that I have, so I use this as a, that's it there, a bit like cherry lip pencil by MAC, which I'm also loving. But it's because it's it's a multi-use pencil. It's not just for use on the lips. But these are so soft. My friend Sharon today wore the blue one in work. Oh god, it looked amazing. She had put it on her waterline, and she didn't need to touch it up all day. It just stayed in place, and I think she'd used it as a base around the eye as well, blended it out and then popped like electric eel or something like that over it. Absolutely gorgeous. So there's a good few colours to choose from in that collection, but definitely check out the MAC Fall collection because it's really impressive. And then finally, the last couple of bits. First of all, it's, I think I may have shown this before, but I'm using these to death. I'm using these on brides all the time. For some reason, the number 7 lashes from MAC are the most popular ones in Ireland, in Galway anyhow. I'm not bonkers about them, but for someone who wants like natural but still with a bit of drama or whatever, these ones are the ones to go for. These are the number 33s, and what I normally do is I'll chop off the last 2 little tufts there, so it goes from short on the inner corner to long and then down a tiny bit, but this just gives the most beautiful finish to any eye makeup. And I've pretty much used them on nearly every bride that I have worked on in the last few months, so I absolutely adore these guys. And of course, if you take care of these yourselves, they are usable, so just be careful when you're taking them off, and that you know, take off the glue and put them carefully back into the case. And then the last two bits are electrical goods. So first of all is this, Luminous airbrush system. So this was sent to me. At the start I didn't like it, but that was down to my frustration at not being able to use it. So I have dabbled around with airbrush stuff before, but I'm by no means trained in airbrush makeup or like used to it or whatever. So it took me a while to get used to the handle of it. So this is the Pro system with the 3 different speeds, and I've used it a few times now, and like I said, at the start I didn't like it. It made me look like a hairy Mary. Every little bit of pigment or foundation was just sticking to the hairs on my face, and even Brendan was like, you look like you've got a beard all over your face. So thankfully I kind of got the handle of it. It's just about learning the pressure and how much to put on, and not putting on too much and all that, you know, all that stuff. So that's the wee gun and the compressor. So I will be doing a separate video on this. I'm not going to talk about it much now, but I do love it. It actually is very, very cool, as long as you kind of learn how to use it and adjust it for yourself. I had a few issues with what I got with it, but I will discuss that in the video. And then last but not least, I got this Tresemme, what do you call this? It's like a volume thing. I'm not sure what it's called. It's one of those brush hair dryers. So like that. So it, you know, it's like having a hair dryer and a brush in one. So it's so handy, because I definitely could never manage the whole brush in one hand, hair dryer in the other hand thing, and try and give yourself volume. I just am built that way. I'm not able for it. This, however, I can manage. I know I didn't really use it this morning, and I used it literally for 2 seconds just to kind of dry my hair a wee bit. But I can manage this, and it gives a really nice lift to the hair, takes away frizziness. It kind of straightens my hair without straight flattening it. I'm not a fan of my hair being flat looking, so I really prefer using this kind of thing to say, like, I'll still have my kink, my natural wee bit of a kink in my hair, but it'll take away the frizz and you know, smooth it out but still give it a bit of volume, which I love. It has 3 speeds as well. It has a cool, well, not speeds, temperature. It has a cool temperature for setting the style once you have it done. Then it has 2 heat settings after that. So I always put it on the lowest heat setting, because my hair being so fine and not being ridiculously long, it's more than enough for it. So I do use my heat protection spray with it as well, but I'm absolutely loving this. I was for a moment thinking about getting the one, I'm not sure what brand it is now again. I just saw Sinead Katie going on about it from the makeup chair. It's the one she had that's rotating, but when I went into Boots there was about 30 euros in the difference, so I was happy to go with this. And also with my hair being possibly more delicate after all the processing it's been through, I was worried that if I got the one that rotated, that it would just pop, you know, there was a possibility of it like pulling out hairs that you know, I'd rather be left in my head. So yeah, I'm really loving this anyhow, and it's pink and black, so 2 of my favourite colours. But yeah, those are my favourites from the month of September. The next video you'll see out of me should be a Halloween video, fingers crossed. But in the meantime, take care guys, thanks a million for watching, and I'll chat to you soon. Slán!